Good morning everyone. Welcome to the subject, the teaching profession in the CN 5125. We are now on the chapter 6, which is the teaching the noblest of all. By the way, I am Ralph Michael URSABIA, and we are the group 6 will discuss all about the teaching the noblest of all. Objectives. At the end of the lesson, the students are able to first, define the teaching as profession. Second, know the rights, role, and disqualification of a teacher. And lastly, value the profession of teaching. It has been said that teaching is a noble profession. Teaching is the noblest among all professions, since all professionals underwent educations with a teacher. It is the parent of all professions. Real teacher teach us everything. Along with the school exams, they prepare us to face life. So, how can I say that teaching is the noblest profession of all? Teaching is a noble profession which comes with so much responsibility and duty towards its students. Teachers do not do only teach and impart knowledge but inspire and motivate students for life and take important steps in their life. They keep working to boost the confidence of students and direct them in the right direction. And for academic path for a teacher to adopt teaching as a profession, we must realize that not only personality qualities are important but educational qualifications too are one of the main requirements for being a teacher. With the right qualifications and passion to teach, students can make a good teacher. Thus, there were many teachers who dedicated all their life in empowering the students and making them a better and successful human being. Teaching profession is one of the most demanding of all professions. Teaching is one of the most demanding professions, he said, because it is an exercise in self-erasure. It is an exact opposite of the inflation of ego, and as yourself becomes erased, you begin to see your students realize what they are and who they are and what they may be. Teaching is a complex and demanding professional task. The success of the teachers in their work has direct implications for the quality of the learning of their students. Nevertheless, given the complexity, achieving success in teaching cannot be guaranteed in all cases. So, teachers encourage students to be dedicated to their studies and passionate about their careers. Teaching is a profession and a mode to make students have more potential and learn important lessons even about life, like respect, sharing, ethical values, and cultures.
Next is teachers as person as authority. Teachers shall be deemed persons in authority when in the discharge of lawful duties and responsibilities, and shall, therefore, be accorded due respect and protection.
First, as teachers, as persons in authority, is the maternity leave. Maternity leave means that teachers cannot be attacked physical when performing their duties. This law protects the teachers from being physically harmed by parents and other individuals who may have grudges against them. So like for example, it is the manner of granting maternity leave to teachers who gave birth during the Christmas or long vacations period. It should be granted 60 days maternity leave when full pay or half pay, as the case may be, effective on the date she delivers her child, as well as the proportional vacation pay earned during the school year. However, the teachers should not be allowed to return to duty from maternity leave until after the expiration of the 60-day maternity leave granted to her. Next is the study leave. Study leave means that public school teachers are encouraged to raise the educational qualifications. Study leave is intended to assist teachers in securing personal and professional improvement and to retain and service those teachers who are efficient. is being granted to employees in the teaching service. It is one of the range of professional learning options covering both formal and informal training and resources for employees in the teaching service. The purpose on study leave is to enable an employee to propose a course of studies or training or to undertake research which would improve the potential of the employee to serve the state in the teaching service. Study leave may be granted where classes are not available outside normal working hours and for attendance at lectures, seminars, and tutorials or other course requirements. Next is the outside teaching. The department allows the public schools teachers to teach in private evening classes in not more than 12 hours a week in addition to their regular loads in their own school. So like for example, a teacher's job can expand to include other rules outside the classroom. Teachers can assume rules outside of the classroom to facilitate the development of good rapport or for the other reasons. Rules for our teachers outside of the instructional environment include the coach, the club, and sponsor, tutor, and counselor. It is about getting children and young people out and about, providing them with challenging, exciting, and different experiences to help them to learn. Next is service credit. A teacher on the teacher's leave basis is given service credit when he has to row during the vacation period. This service credit may be used to offset past and future absence due to illness and other reasonable causes. Like for example, on the other hand, refers to leave credits earned by school teachers. These leave credits are used to offset absences due to illness or to offset proportional deduction and vacation salary due to absence for personal reasons or late appointment. Enjoy academic freedom. Teachers are free to use any method of teaching they think best for their learners. Likewise, they are free to experiment and express the result of their experiment. Like for example, simply means that both faculty members and students can engage in intellectual debate without fear or of censorship or retaliation. It establishes a faculty member's right to remain true or his or her pedagogical philosophy and intellectual commitments. Lastly is the tenure of offices. Regularly or permanent public schools teachers and officials guaranteed stability of employment and security tenure. Like for example, means that tenure itself is a policy. It basically gives teachers a lifetime contract. It protects educator or teachers from political or personal retribution and to guarantee their academic freedom to teach according to the best practices on their fields of expertise. Like let's say for example, a teacher got participated in political activities and their governance of the institution. Then the tenure helps to insulate faculty members from dismissal.
Now, let us proceed to what really defines a teacher that made it the noblest of all. According to Brad Henry, a good teacher can inspire hope, ignite the imagination, and still love of learning. So for us, future educators, we should serve as an awakener to people who made their dreams asleep. We should have these so-called three loves, which are love of learning, love of learners, and the love of bringing the first two together. because education is our passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to the people who prepare for it today. The first definition here is teacher as a model. So as a teacher, we should not only teach, but we should also be an image where our students could follow to have a good conduct, determination, courage, and an image that creates hope. Teachers being role model also includes showing how to make sense of the world and express different ideas in peaceful way. They can model for students on how they should act when they speak to others and how to actively listen to others' point of view. Being a good role model also includes telling the truth, respecting others, accepting and fulfilling responsibilities, playing fair, earning and returning trust, and living a moral life, such as in Article 11, Section 1 of the Code of Ethics. A teacher is, above all, a human being endowed with a life for which it is the highest obligation to live with dignity at all times, whether in school, in the home, or elsewhere. So, we should serve as good role model anywhere we go at all times. The second is teacher as a catalyst of change. A teacher is a person who changes all I can't into I can. Last week, we have viewed an inspirational video by Ma'am Lu about the call of teaching, and she said the real context is that teachers are always trying to adjust just to make the students learn, and that we should always believe to all our students despite many challenges they face in life. And the true calling has always been to love that could create hope and courage to pursue whatever they want in life. We as teachers should serve as an instrument and inspiration for them to achieve the change that they want in life. So, every teacher must bear in mind that every child is a work in progress. There is no room for stagnation because every day is a learning experience. The third one is teacher as motivator. Teachers as a motivator plays role to provide stimulation and encouragement to increase students' interest and motivation. Interests are the awareness, the desire, and the attention of someone towards a certain object and a goal. So as a teacher, we should be their number one or their second source of hope and energy to pursue and develop those interests to achieve the best version of themselves. We all know that teaching life is not easy because there are many things that they need to consider and sacrifice, such as considering their students' differences and learning capacity, creating topics or activities that suits for everyone, and then sacrificing the time that they should have spent for their loved ones and for themselves. But all of this would not be a hindrance if there is passion. Just like what Ma'am Lu said in her speech, there is no challenges that could stop you from teaching if you have the goal to pass on the knowledge you have. So, what do we really think about the teacher as profession? Accordingly, one factor that makes teaching the noblest of all is that it is the only profession that teaches and creates all profession. Without teachers, there will be no other profession. First, here, teacher molds students into useful instruments to be beneficial to the other students. Just like what I have said, teachers create students as the best version of themselves to achieve their goals in life, for them to have future jobs or profession that could give them the power to also inspire and mold other people through passing or sharing the knowledge that they have learned. So, teachers help learning become continuous process. Second, it is not a joke to be a teacher. It will never be a joke because it's not an easy task. As I have mentioned earlier, there are many considerations and sacrifices occurring in teaching profession because they carries all burdens and responsibilities both in school and home, and guiding young people who are developing their sense of self, their own values, and the foundations of how they plan to tackle life is no less serious. Which is why, as students or learners, we should never forget to recognize their efforts through showing our developments and being grateful for all they've done for our growth. With those factors and challenges, a good and great teacher should possess professional skills and ability to cope those up. So, what are the skills required in teaching profession? Imparting knowledge and sharing information is not the only responsibility of a teacher. Rather, guiding the individuals to attain their goals and objective is the major aspect of teaching profession. Everyone cannot require or acquire this kind of position because in any field you will have a hard time achieving a certain position if you have no interest in it at all. So, attaining this profession requires love or passion about the work that could give them strong drive to overcome any challenges and still knowledge effectively. A good teacher is one who is able to connect with children, have the problem-solving ability, and have a great impact by their teaching on their principles. So, to be able to effectively connect to others, a good teacher should possess good communication skills, in-depth knowledge of the subject, or should have undergone a specific major and ability to infuse confidence. Motivating the people and molding the young minds to work for the welfare of the society is the necessity. These traits are those who are known by their deeds and works. Accordingly, many opportunities are emerging for the teachers. If one has the inner curiosity to learn and share the knowledge with others for their welfare, can venture into the teaching profession. We should all bear in mind those different traits because as future educator, we should learn developing those to become effective in all teaching ways. With all that I have mentioned, it is already evident that there are many advantages and disadvantages of teaching profession. The first advantage here is teaching helps us to have constant communication, and through this we could share and acquire knowledge from others. Second is that as teachers we should love our children like what Ma'am Lu said, to love has always been the call of teaching, and always remember to treat everyone fairly. Third is the feeling of fulfillment we get when we successfully share our topic, and it's proof that they are growing. Fourth is this profession really is a rewarding job. Lastly, you get an experience and become wiser. Well, as teachers, we should not stop striving for growth and learning, and on the other hand, the main disadvantage of this profession is constant stress. The daily duty, the lesson plan, and handling the students every day is not easy at all. So we should really train ourselves to have patience because it is the only key, and because it is really a test of patience, as it is also a really tiresome job, and there will also be constant questions from the students, so be ready for that. Then, this profession really works with bigger audience. Then lastly, and the most practical of all, its salary is not always high. After all we've tackled in this lesson, we have concluded that the teaching profession cannot be just understated. It is a superpower that enables an individual to formulate a framework that can accommodate the building blocks of other profession, which provides a platform that helps the individuals to develop them and inculcate the immense knowledge. Teaching profession is regarded as the mother to all other professions because of its selfless deeds, just like a mother who guides her children and gives them direction in their life. Teaching profession also supports other career options to reach the standards which have been already set. It nourishes the students with the knowledge and the adaptability to survive in difficult situations. I will repeat this quotation again by Brad Henry. A good teacher can inspire hope, ignite imagination, and infuse the love of learning within an individual. So, respect them. That's all for our topic. I hope you've learned from us. Thank you so much for listening.